Extra high voltage transmission lines transmit huge amount of electric power. Therefore, it is always desirable that the continuation of power flow through the lines should not be interrupted for a long time. There may be a temporary or permanent fault in the lines. It is normal practice by the operators that after each tripping of the line, they close the circuit breaker. Since these lines carry so much power, therefore any delay in manual reclosing can cause significant loss in cost and stability. Auto reclosing schemes prevents these delays by automatically restoring the power. We can categorize electrical transmission faults into two types: transient fault and permanent fault. A transient fault is a temporary or non-permanent error that resolves itself after a short time. A lightning strike can cause a flashover on an insulator is a type of transient fault. A bird or tree branch can momentarily touch a power line, causing a short circuit that is cleared when the bird moves or the tree branch falls, which is also a type of transient fault. High winds can cause power line conductors to swing and touch each other. Also, utility actions like switching capacitor banks or changing a transformer tap can create temporary voltage fluctuation, are also a type of transient faults. A permanent fault is a long-lasting issue that requires a physical repair, unlike a transient fault which is for a short duration of time. For example, a lightning strike can cause a permanent failure of a transmission line, a short circuit to the ground or between phases, or a broken insulator string is also an example of permanent fault. In overhead transmission systems, nearly 80% of the faults are transient in nature. Therefore, it is practically not possible every time to close the circuit breaker manually, and also any delay in manual reclosing can cause loss in the cost and stability of the system. Auto reclosing plays an important role to close the circuit breaker automatically in case of transient fault. An auto recloser is a switchgear device that automatically and quickly restores power after tripping of circuit breaker by transient fault. If the fault is permanent, the recloser will go into a lockout state and require manual reset. When a fault occurs, the circuit breaker opens its contacts. Also, auto recloser detects the fault. The recloser waits for a predetermined time before attempting to close again. This waiting time is called a dead time. After the dead time is over, auto recloser automatically recloses the contacts. If the fault is cleared, then the contact remains in closed position. But if the fault is not cleared, the circuit breaker will trip again and open its contacts. Again, recloser wait for some predetermined time and close the contacts of the circuit breaker. Now this time, if the fault is cleared, then the contact remains in closed position. But if fault is not cleared, then the circuit breaker contacts will open again and it remains open until manual reset, and it is considered as a permanent fault. The duty cycle of auto recloser is expressed as O 0.3 seconds, CO 3 minutes, CO. Here O means open and CO means close open. When fault occurs, circuit breaker will trip and open its contacts. And after 0.3 seconds, auto recloser will close the contacts automatically. Now if the fault is cleared, then circuit breaker contacts will remain closed. But if fault is not cleared, then circuit breaker contacts open again. After 3 minutes, Auto Recloser closes the contacts of the breaker automatically. And this time, if fault is not cleared, then it will open and remains open. But if fault is cleared, then it remains closed. So friends, Auto Recloser improve power supply continuity by quickly restoring power after transient faults. It eliminates the need for manual intervention for most common temporary faults, which saves the time and operational cost. That is the role of Auto Recloser in modern power systems. Simple, fast, and essential. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And also press the bell icon to get the notification of upcoming videos. Till time, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you.